What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. As you know, in my previous video, which you guys killed, by the way, thank you very much for showing that video so much love. We did this broadhead right here. Now, if you watched that video all the way through, you know that I talked about doing another video with this same broadhead, but with a deer, and I think also have one other animal in mind, or one other style of shot in mind with that broadhead. But the one that we are going to test today is a broadhead that I have had in my box for many years, and I shot them and I could not get the results out of them that I wanted way back whenever I first started to try to shoot them, and that was before I had really any knowledge or experience in the archery field. Really, it was kind of a difficult task for me to get this broadhead right here to shoot the way that I wanted it to. Now that I have a much greater understanding of how this stuff works, I know how I can make this broadhead work. You guys saw in the intro, this is a 225 grain broadhead. Now let me preface this whole video with this right here. This is the heaviest broadhead that I have, not the heaviest broadhead that's made. I think there's some broadheads out there that go like over 300 grains, and there may even be a broadhead or two that go over 400 grains. Since you guys have been seeming to love the broadhead testing videos so much, that's what we're going to do again today. I've got some pigs, same spot that you guys saw in the last video. They're still hammering that spot. They kind of stayed away for like a week, and they're hammering it again now. So what I want to do is, I haven't shot this broadhead with my new bow. Kind of want to make a few adjustments here and see what kind of changes I need to make in order to make a good shot at about 15 yards. So got my target down there, and we're going to load up. And by the way, guys, I'm shooting the Matthews VXR, set at 75 pounds, 28.5 inch draw length, and I'm absolutely loving it so far. Now let's get turned around here. Let's take a whack at our pig at about 20. I hope that this flies, you know, somewhat close, but we'll find out. So I actually scooted up to about 15 yards because this is more of a realistic distance for me because of where my feet are set up. So with that being said, we're going to take our first shot at Mr. Pig right there. This could go horribly wrong. It didn't. It had a slight, like, in the air kind of wobble because the bow's tuned for a 125 grain broadhead, not a 225 grain broadhead. Let's go pull it, shoot one more time, and we're gonna head to the lease. If you guys are curious, I think Muzzy makes this. Not a endorsed thing by any means, but I'm sure there will be some questions down in the comment section. It is Muzzy. One more time, just for reassurance sake. Yep. Right about where I was holding. Let's go do this. Okay, so I never officially filmed an outro for this video, and I'm not quite done just yet, but I want to talk about this shot for just a second. I'm not trying to justify the shot or make any kind of excuses or anything like that, but I'm sitting in the stand, my girlfriend's with me, she's off to my right, my camera's on my left, I'm scrunched in shooting at a bad angle, shot that I've made dozens of times before. Never had any issues, but it was getting real dark. I felt confident in my anchor point. I lined up my sight and my peep, and I felt comfortable for the most part. I mean, my anchor was good, and I let it fly, and I ended up hitting higher than I wanted to. It didn't look like I was too far back, but I was definitely high. And looking back at the footage through the camera whenever I first sat down, just looking at it through the little side screen, I was like, that was awful. But after I put the footage on the computer and looked at it, I was like, you know, it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was, looking back on it. But anyway, nonetheless, we were tracking and following very good lung blood. So apparently with my downward trajectory of my arrow, I was still able to catch lungs. There's plenty of bubbles in it as we were going along, bright pink, good looking blood. So I managed to clip at least one lung, and we tracked her about, I don't know, 60 yards, and she made it to the neighbors. Nothing I can do about that. Just gotta let her go, and it sucks. And I wanted to find that sow because she was a pretty big sow, but it is what it is. There's always next time. If it would have been a deer, I definitely would have called the neighbor and, you know, gotten access to go over there and get my deer. But with it being a pig and a feral nuisance and a non-game animal, I don't worry about it too much. Although I hate making bad shots, and it eats me alive whenever I do that. And so my confidence has been just, you know, knocked down just a hair, and that stinks because I just don't like that feeling, because I know I'm better than the shot that I put out there. I don't know if it was because the Broadhead, the way it flew, because I wasn't shooting at 15 yards. As I mentioned in the intro, I was like, oh, realistic distance for me is going to be 15 yards, which is true, but that sow ended up standing out there and giving me a shot at about 25-ish or so. And I've always known this, but I want to mention it just so everyone can kind of learn from my mistake. You never know what you're going to run into whenever you're hunting out in the field. My realistic shot, and the shot that I thought like 100% that I was going to be taking, was going to be within or at 15 yards. And it ended up being about 23 to 25. So in hindsight, it's a good reminder for me to know and to remember that, hey, things can always change, things can always be different, and shooting that heavy of an arrow and that heavy of a broadhead, every yard matters, especially as you get further out. Good reminder for me. Hopefully that will help you guys out. But I'm gonna show you guys something that's a little bit better than of a shot than what I put out. And the last time I went to the Real McCoy Ranch, I showed you guys an update of the lodge and everything, and then I showed you the hunt where I went out and shot that pig. And also, my best friend in the whole wide world shot a hog as well, and I want to roll that footage for you guys. Bryce from Brush Brothers Outdoors made a great shot on this big boar, and we ended up finding this one, but I'm going to let some footage roll. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that part a little bit better than my portion of the video, because I was a failure this time around, which happens, by the way. You can't be successful 100% of the time and find your animals 100% of the time, especially whenever you're bow hunting. So crazy things happen. So hope you enjoyed the second half in this 2-kill video, and I hope that we can all take a moment to learn something from my mistake. A bad shot, obviously, but still curious to know like what my broadhead flight did. Maybe it was something that happened in flight as I get out there further, out past 15 yards. I don't know. I haven't shot out to that distance yet. I will shoot out to 25 yards and see if that fixed head, that big fixed head, is taking over the veins in the backside, because that's happened to me before and made a ridiculous looking arrow flying down range, like doing this, not a tight circle, but like flopping around. Anyway, nuts. But I'm gonna have to do some further testing, and remember, gonna have to remember, hey, sometimes things aren't always gonna go according to plan. Sometimes you have to take a little bit further shot. But I do think it was me. I think I might have jumped just a little bit or punched the trigger just a little bit. Anyway, it happens. At least it wasn't a game animal, and we will be rocking and rolling and getting back into gear here. And I will be taking another pig with those broadheads because I want to give it a shot, a fair shot. And although I did hit lungs and did track good blood, if I wouldn't have had the fence in the way, we would have found that hog. But it is what it is. And so we're just gonna move on and shoot better next time, practice some more, and have a good time with all this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will share this video, and I'm also, if you're still here at this point in the video, I will also drop it down in the comment section below. I will be giving a bow, not the bow that you're probably thinking of, but I will be giving a bow away here pretty soon. Hopefully before deer season, so somebody can get set up and go bow hunting this fall. But I'm going to be giving a bow away. I will tell you guys all about how to get entered in to win for that, and it's going to be awesome. So can't wait to share that video with you guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in just a couple days.